Forever. Dog.
Welcome to the Rearview. This week we discuss a euphoric win for Zendaya, Catherine McPhee's donation game, and the premiere of Drag Race Holland. We also wanted to spotlight RBG. We send her love and light and hope she's resting in peace. But now let's go over listener opinions on the queer legacy question from last week. What is the best reality TV show of the decade?
At Bussy Boys said, only correct answer, anything with Tiffany Pollard in it. Otherwise, your answer is stupid. Period. I concur. I agree. New York is that bitch.
That is true. Shout out to her new VH1 show.
Is Bussy Boy your sobriquet, Monique?
Girl.
It's Bussy Boys. This is multiple bussies or multiple boys.
Look, you seen that show, American Gods, and that lady would like eat the men when she slept with them through her vagina.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the type of spider that does that, or Black Widow.
Praying mantis. There are a lot of arthropods that post coitus the female because of like
what
sexual...
kind of pods?
I don't know, but I just tingle when you use that big word. Like, oh,
because
you
can't
have
say
money
insects.
and a vocabulary there.
Biology major first semester of college.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me say this. At Jay Vussin said, Bad Girls Club 1000%. And I like to concur. Because, you know, it's ratchet as hell. But sometimes you be like, the bitch shouldn't have said nothing.
I didn't go to sleep because of y'all. Y'all not gonna sleep because of me.
There's so many like GIF and meme moments from that show, but I've never seen it. I only know it through like the pop cultural references people make.
But also that's how you loop back around to like your contribution to the culture, because people will recognize a meme or like a tweet or like a quote before they recognize
like Little Women
from.
LA. You've all seen the juicy GIFs and memes, but like
Right, I've never watched that.
That's Atlanta. You talking about the vocalist Miss Juicy Baby?
Oh, is there another Little Women? There's Little Women
Atlanta. So
okay.
Juicy, she works with Ricky Smiley on like his morning show. Juicy is arguably one of the most influential little people in the history of like Atlanta, but also like maybe the world.
She's like a star.
Wait, where's my background? Here it is.
Oh my God. Before we continue, I want to introduce our guest because I have a feeling he wants to get in the juicy conversation, as who wouldn't. You know our guest today from the hit podcast Inside the Closet and stand-up performances on Colbert and Seth Meyers. Please welcome Matteo Lane. Hi.
Hello. Thanks for having me, y'alls.
Of course. Welcome. What a pleasure.
No big deal.
What's going on?
Not much. I wish that the question was the past 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Best reality
the decade.
show. Do you guys remember The Swan?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Vaguely.
Horribly manipulative.
Mateo, tell the premise of The Swan. Tell it how messed up America is.
So horrible. First of all, so ABC had a show called Extreme Makeover. And if someone needed like a nose job or hair extensions, they did it and the family's like, we love you. So Fox, I'm sure late at night, ordered a bunch of Chinese food. A bunch of producers are like, what are we going to do to beat them? So they came up with this show called The Swan. I am not about to make this up for those young listeners. They took 10 women who honestly needed like a blowout and a new jacket, and they forced them to go into months of plastic surgery and get lips done, hips done, and then shielded them from their families and mirrors for 3 months. And it was... Remember that? Yes. And the producers would like come in and check on them, and they'd be bandaged like a mummy, and they're like, I miss my family. And the producer's like, And then they see themselves and they always weep. They just made them look exactly like the host of the show. But what made it even worse is that then they were forced into a beauty pageant with each other. So it's not that you could just get like the makeover, couldn't see your family, but now they're going to decide who's the most beautiful. So even though you went through all this trauma, you're still not beautiful enough. And they called it The Swan.
The girl who got like the lowest points in that beauty pageant has to think, what was I thinking? Like the person who gets like told, I know we spent like 10 grand on you, but nah. Like,
10 grand.
was
That's
also,
just
like-
on her face. I mean,
I
they
was
just
about to say, like, 10, that girl.
That's
That
it.
sounds truly brutal. Last
Is
week
it
we had
on
Michelle
YouTube?
Collins on, and she brought to our attention a BBC reality show called "Can Fat Teens Hunt?"
say it again. Say it again so
What?
that people realize how brutal the title alone is.
Can Fat Teens Hunt?
Did you
I
end up
mean,
watching
can
it,
you-
Patrick?
And I ended up
can
watching
thin
it. this
teens
week.
hunt. I can't.
No.
I was a thin teen. I couldn't hunt.
No, but it's British, so they like
They're
number
brutal to
one.
their people.
That's
when-
like exercise in Britain. You,
What
you
happened?
know?
Hunting.
Hunting.
Yes.
No.
That's like basically it's like kids like losing weight and stuff going
Yeah, but not like
hunting
in
and,
gym class. They're not like, all right, kids, so we've got 40 minutes before we've got to go back to science. So take a
No,
gun,
that's-
here's your dog, and go get a fox. Like, that's not a gym class.
Your basset hound. Yeah, fully.
Yeah.
It's like The Biggest Loser with guns, you know, like horrifying.
I mean-
anyway.
But then
My-
you also have to think about the kids that are like, you guys, I can't say anything, but I just want to let you know I'm gonna be gone for a few weeks.
Oh, I got vacation.
I got a vacation, and then their friend is like, "I'm fat too. Why can't I be on a fucking show?" Like, it also plays with the best parts of reality TV because you're so removed from these kids that you just go, "Can fat teens hot?" Not like, is this mean? You're like, I'm genuinely interested.
I want to
Well,
watch.
I don't know anyone who's ever sat around and thought, hey, guys, I have a question. Can fat teens hunt? Like, that's never come up at a dinner
Yeah,
party.
the British
that's never...
are really outthinking us.
Very,
They're
very.
really going
It's
there.
Lord of the Flies if everyone was Piggy. So,
Okay, well, anyway, since we are living in strange times, Miss Matteo,
Mhm.
we like to ask all of our guests, how the fuck are you navigating this time? What are you up to these days? You said you've been gaming.
Yeah, but so Bob the drag queen and I and our friend Nick and Bob's boyfriend Jacob play Fortnite every single day.
Wow.
And it's
What now? I've heard of Fortnite. What exactly? It's like you fight online.
Yeah, it's a game for 12-year-olds, which
That's-
I should watch
that's
it because I
Twitch,
have on my
actually.
stash. But you literally just sounded, by the way, like my 84-year-old Nano, like,
Yes.
you play it online.
That's all I know about it.
But it's like Hunger Games. There's like a big island. You drop on the island. You collect guns and try and shoot each other before like the island shrinks. And it's fun. But you're on. The thing is, like, we're so gay that we've really gated up in ways we didn't even think about it. So like in the game, for example, the characters, if you want different characters, they call them skins. Well, for a solid 2.5 months, we're like, guys, I got to make a costume change. Like, we're just not straight
That's
at
the only reason
all
why I
about
wanted
it.
to play.
Are you,
You should play
excited
with
for
us.
You excited for the new X-Men skins that came out?
I already got them. I got
Well,
Mystique. I got Storm. Oh, do you think I turned gay yesterday? I have been playing as Mystique for a solid 3 weeks now.
So you can play as X-Men in Fortnite.
because they have
Yeah.
like
Wow.
sponsor like Marvel and DC.
Okay.
which
They
is
got
great because
absorbed into the game. There's a whole adjoining comic book with like how it happens, but part of it they're like, oh, let's like make it a story, but the other part you're like, oh, you just open up the comic book and say we wanted more money, and that's it.
Right.
the stories are always very threadbare. They're not very good stories. I mean, none of them make sense. Like they're on this island and somehow Thor's there and they're like, X-Men assemble. I mean, none of it makes sense.
Are you deep into gaming, or is this just like the fun thing to do during quarantine?
I mean, it started out as a way for us to all hang out with each other. So
Yeah.
just to talk to each other, because I live alone. And it was, that was tough. Especially at the time I was living in the Upper East Side. So everyone in my neighborhood was like in their early hundreds. And
Right.
so, yeah, I mean, it was a way to talk to each other and be with each other. And then we all just became addicted to the game. So I typically play with Bob, or I play with comedians Yamanika Saunders, Jordan Rock, and Jermaine Fowler.
Okay.
And yeah, we have just had a blast. And you really do get addicted to the game. It's so fun.
That does sound fun. I saw the trailers for the PS5 games, and I was thinking about getting me one of those.
The
That
big
Spider-Man.
You're gonna
that's
put
the
down that rent
Spider-Man
payment?
It's the Spider-Man expansion pack because like it's an addition to the original PS4 Spider-Man game because now you get
Okay.
Miles Morales, who is Afro-Latino. I'm Afro-Latino. That means I pass Spanish too. But I'm kidding. Afro-Latino is a very specific demographic and ethnicity. We love and respect people. Matteo, as a comedian, quarantine's been tough for anyone who made money off of live performances, including like our drag brothers and sisters and siblings. But like specifically, you've been doing Zoom shows, you've been doing outdoor shows. What have you been doing recently?
I've not. The only Zoom show I did is Bob did a show where he was doing, it was kind of like Snatch Game again. So he just got a bunch of us to do characters. So I do a really good Liza Minnelli. But Bob could not stop laughing and completely fucked the whole thing up and fucked up his audio, fucked up this. So now Bob has a video. You can go online and look of Bob as Carol Channing just laughing for 20 minutes straight, crying. But I didn't find much interest in doing the Zoom shows. I mean, I know a lot of people did them, but I was like, I'll just wait till we start doing them live. And now I'm doing shows every night. So I'm doing shows under trees. I'm doing shows in parks, rooftops, Burlington Coat Factory. I mean, I'm really just showing up anywhere they want me to. I'm like, sure, it's raining. There's someone with a gun. I'll be there. Like, I'm just showing up.
And you've had the podcast too to continually be,
Yeah, that's one.
comedy,
Emma Willman, who's a great comic. Her and I have been consistently doing our podcast weekly, which, I mean, I don't even want to go back and listen because it's like another week doing nothing, so I don't know. But
well, you guys had to start getting inventive about,
I mean, when I'm talking about America's Test Kitchen, it's bad.
But it was messy. Okay, but like Bon Appetit Test Kitchen was messy enough at the beginning of quarantine that you could be like, well, if we want to talk about them not paying the chefs of color, we can discuss it. But then everyone had to be like, well, this is who I think's hot. And I'm like, I don't care if you want to fuck Andy. They should pay.
Oh, I just screamed at Andy. He just walked by me the other day, and I said, Andy! And he looked at me like, who are you? Like, he was so confused.
Yeah, it's hard to come up with things to talk about in quarantine in a lot of ways. I mean, this show premiered during quarantine, and it was meant to be a lot more about sex lives and stuff, like you're Sex in the City girls.
Yeah.
And we're not having
you
sex
can't
and we're
really
not alive,
do that.
baby. Yeah.
We're stuck in the house all day. So we've really had to get quite inventive.
And we had to add like a caveat to every time we're like, so what do you like during sex? Before pandemic and or with a person who has been tested that is very safe, that's within your quarantine bubble. But besides all that, where do you like them to spit on you? It's like just very, very specific guidelines we have to say now.
So, Matteo, since he just asked that lovely question, and, I did say that you look delicious. Actually, you have a great jaw. I'm just sitting here looking at this bitch bitch, come on, jaw with a good chin, too. Okay, cute. Anybody ever tell you look like that man who sings that song, We Are the Champions?
Freddie Mercury.
Yes, I get that all the time. Actually, what's so funny? A homeless guy.
We Are That Man.
That man who sings "We Are the Champions." What if he goes Remy Malek? Remy Malek.
Susan Boyle. I usually get Freddie Mercury all the time, but the other day I was with Emma and this homeless guy walked by, and instead of yelling faggot, he just yelled that I look like George Michael. So I was like, that's pretty progressive.
No, I don't think that's a compliment. Okay, cute. Here you go.
I just imagine Matteo being like, do I need to put on makeup? I am not that pale. All right. So that's terrible. He's passed away, young people who don't know.
And they wear his t-shirt and don't even know it. Lovesick, right? Okay, Matteo, you're living in the NYC, right? Mm-hmm. Tell us what dating has been like during this time with that good job.
I just went through a breakup a little bit ago. I was my on and off Spanish boyfriend. So obviously we couldn't see each other and we just decided we're going to break up. So that's been hard. And then it's been a lot of like on GRINDR making promises I'm not going to keep and, chatting with a porn star and that's been fun. But I don't know. I don't know how to take anything that serious anymore because everything is just such a mess. And because my schedule's so thrown off and tours canceled and all that stuff, I'm like, I guess I'll just, I don't know. I'm going to the gym now and I'll chat with whomever and I don't know. I'm kind of a mess, to tell you the truth.
Same.
Lovely. Yeah. So toys are in.
Toys are in?
Toys are in.
No, I don't have any
Toys
sex
R
toys.
Us.
My friend tried convincing me to buy a fleshlight, and there's nothing more humiliating by yourself fucking a fleshlight. I could not do it.
But they are amazing. My friend has his own like custom booty hole thing made. Shout out to Bo Banks.
Bo Banks, if you want to send your flesh jack,
really,
Bo
really
Banks, if you want to send your flesh jack to Matteo, Let us
Yeah,
know.
Bo, send it this way.
New, not used.
No.
There's
Let me-
something like about
me
right now
rinse
where
this
it's just
out
like
real quick.
I'm not horny. Like I don't like I think about it and like
Why are
I
you
wouldn't-
lying?
I'm not
Why
gonna
you?
say-
Hold on.
Why you
Oh,
effing
you
lying?
are. Of
Why
course you are horny, Miss
always
Thing. She's getting it
lying?
left, right, and center. She's at the eggplant farm. She's at the beach. She's at Santa Monica Pier.
And the
Mateo,
bitch gets
Mateo,
damn Parmesan
just so
cheddar
you
made
know,
for her.
Just so you know, as a trained Italian chef, I'm gonna let you know right now. After this, Patrick, he's lying. He's lying about being not horny.
You better watch out, Mateo, because every
I'm
guest that comes
always-
on this show hooks up with goddamn Patrick. Okay, that's
Mateo,
the tea.
I'm attacked constantly on this show, but the truth is
Lies?
From both ends, which is how he
I'm
likes
I'm not as H word as usual. Not as much as
This is
usual.
you toned
Usual,
down.
Hoe?
This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
toned down for me.
Okay, I
Quarantine.
don't know you. So what's toned down? Like,
Oh,
Mateo, if you want to
Where
get
do you want to be
Patrick,
spit on
if
is
you
the
want to get
question.
Patrick in the mood, just say guanciale, but the proper way.
guanciale.
You guys are so
you said it
dumb.
right. Bravo.
Usually I have like a couple guys in the mix who like I see casually,
Yeah.
and I find right now that like I'm not trying to like keep that up. I just don't have like the effort of that.
Mm.
Obviously things are still in motion sometimes, but it's just like I don't know. I'm just like too lazy right now, and it's not like a super like sexy time, I think.
Well, I mean, I don't think you have to be horny all the time. You're not, unless you're
what?
Samantha Jones from Sex and the City, who's turned on by like a gust of wind. I mean, she just like could not get it together. But yeah, that's fine. I mean, I think right now during a pandemic, it's up and down, and sometimes you're horny. I feel like at the beginning of the pandemic, everybody was horny. Everyone was
God.
just
Yes.
a cat in heat, saying things they'll never do, just like sexting everybody. I think it just because we knew we didn't have the option, especially if you lived alone or even with somebody. You were like lots of boyfriends of like couples, like single, like the boyfriend would message me or messaging like very sexual things,
Close
and I'm like,
friends epidemic.
yeah, and I think we were just doing this because it's like we can't leave the house. I mean, I sneaked. I had sneaked. I don't know the past tense of that word. Sex like once or twice during the original quarantine thing.
Right.
I was reminiscent. I was like, oh, this is what it's like to be a gay in the 50s, like sneaking out, shame. You know, I got
Love
it.
role
but-
playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You were like, yeah, pretend like I'm Joseph McCarthy.
Well, I got COVID early. I got it from this Brazilian guy I went on a couple dates with in the beginning of March, and he got me real sick. And then I took care of him, and then he broke up with me. So that was
damn.
fun.
Oh my God.
You can't
Yeah, but
trust
he's
anyone.
What's
so
the
hot.
word for douchebag in Portuguese?
I don't know. Portuguese is such a hard language to
Facts.
understand. I speak Spanish and Italian, and I can't understand a goddamn letter.
No, because
It sounds like a Star Wars
I know
language, like Waja Uji Jedi.
Obrigado.
Obrigado, thank you.
I know. Gente. What is the other one? What's fuck?
Bom dia, falo português. I know that's all I
There
got.
you go.
I took
Pablo
Latin.
Vittar. Yeah.
Yeah, that is the part of every Charlie XCX song where I'm like, go for it. I don't know. Just let it rock. Go ahead, Pablo. I had Cupcake. I had Brooke Candy on lock. I had Cupcake on lock. Pablo, I'm gonna let you rock, girl.
Didn't Madonna like speak Portuguese for like a hot minute in March?
Madam X speaks
Madam
Portuguese.
X.
Yeah.
Great. Madam X. Cool. Madam X is. If someone should have wrote.
Mateo, if you have any Madonna slander, the people who love this podcast also love it when we hate on her. So get ready.
Don't do it.
They-
I don't. Here's my thing with Madonna. I don't hate Madonna. I love Madonna. Oh, Bob the drag queen is calling me right now. Hold on a second. Decline.
Speakerphone.
No, I had to decline. I'm doing it. I'm professional. Madonna. I love. Hold on a second.
The hesitation.
Bob, I'm doing a show right now on Zoom.
Tell her I said hi.
Hi,
Monique
Bob.
says hi.
Tell her I said
you're
hi
in an
too.
interview. Sorry.
Okay, are you okay? Do you want to play Fortnite?
No, I had an idea for Kick-Ass.
Oh, work. All right, I'll call you in a little bit.
All right, bye.
Bye. This is another thing Bob does, by the way. He calls you once. If you don't pick up, he immediately calls you again.
Kick-ass
No.
drag queen.
I love Madonna. I just think Madonna has made very interesting. She's very smart and very with it and very like of the times usually. But I feel like the past few years, I don't know if she's making good choices.
Well, yeah, the
That's what my
mental
doctor
health
says to me.
is not necessarily seemingly there. She seems a little out of it in most of the things she's posting.
Also-
did you guys watch the screenwriting thing?
Where she with the laptop and the
Yeah, but
I mean, she's, you know.
Is that the one
from
where they were
just-
like, she didn't know who, what? It was not Dua Lipa. It was some other like major pop star.
She thought Michelle Visage was Michelle Obama. Yeah.
wow.
So,
that's
there
like
we
Liza
go.
Minnelli territory.
That's
Thank you for
offensive.
caring.
I mean,
no, I mean, also the Madam X tour. This is just like from an actual story standpoint. It got started so late. People would go to the venues, and Madonna fans, there is a wide range of ages, and they were like, "You got to get on stage before 9 o'clock,
Girl.
Mama. We need to go to bed."
She
So-
also turned the AC off to protect her throat health.
Right.
Her mind.
sure.
So they were at the Will
Um,
turn and fucking soaked in sweat during the show.
I mean, I understand Aretha Franklin doing that. Like Aretha Franklin used to make people, but you know, Aretha Franklin, Madonna. I'm not saying Madonna's a bad singer, but she's certainly not good.
The only
Yeah,
thing
I
they
mean,
have
let's
in
just
common
call
is
a
they're
spade
both
a
from
spade.
Detroit, and they both were at Aretha's funeral. At one point, you remember the eulogy when she was like, "Let me make this about me for a second."
Madonna,
Oh, yes.
will, whenever
She's-
she will make. When Michael Jackson died, first of all, she's best friends with anyone. If you die, she's your best friend, and then she will show up and immediately make it about herself with like a faux British accent.
She told a
You know
3-minute
she's trying
story.
to get like Tupac in her screenplay, I'm sure.
What?
I don't know. I feel like Madonna, to me, right now, like in the 80s and 90s, she was, and even the early aughts, she was very like progressive and thinking ahead. And now she's just like, I fit in my daughter's jeggings. I'm like, okay, we don't care.
She's not a
Madonna.
regular mom. She's a cool mom.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, let's move on to Hot Tops, where we break down all the latest political, cultural, and queer gossip. So the Emmys were this weekend. Schitt's Creek swept, Succession pulled through, and Zendaya is now the youngest Best Actress and a Drama winner, and only the second Black actress to win that coveted Emmy. An enemy.
In the middle.
Oh, you
Hold
are
on.
like the prime
Nemo,
homo and
Nemo,
messing up
where do
whole
you
life.
live? Nemo, where do you live again? You
Don't
live in
cut
a
that
what?
out, Will. You need to leave that in. Let him get
They're horrible.
dragged.
Makes
She said
sense
she's
to
not
promo
horny.
of the
She
show.
said for 5 seconds.
And only the second Black actress to win the coveted Emmy. Let's discuss Monique.
Oof. Shade. I hope they hear all of that foolishness.
Monique, mind
I'm
your
very,
P's
very
and Q's,
excited.
please.
First of all, she looked fabulous. I love that
Yes.
all of her family was behind her. And then I loved how Janelle Monáe and her co-star, what was that lady's name from Friends?
Jennifer Aniston.
That one. She would like her jaw dropped and she was so much like, whoa, 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 whoa. And just to have them cheer her on, you know, being so young is amazing. Also, she being the second Black and the first youngest. I just think this is just a wonderful time. So we have Zendaya, we have Priyanka, we have
Yes.
Jada, we have Shea Coulee. You know, it's just a good time to be Black.
Is this,
you know?
wait a second, is this in
Zendaya
the
is
Drag
not a
Race
drag
canon?
queen, right?
Is this in the Drag Race canon?
Did she win a crown?
We
I
have
mean,
five.
she
We
won
have
an
season-
Emmy. She won an Emmy. And you know what that Emmy's going to lead on to? Other checks, okay? Anytime somebody steps into her house right now, watch them try to leave their headshot, okay? That part, okay?
Don't
has-
forget Regina King also
Yes.
won.
Watchmen.
Oh,
Oh,
Limited.
yeah. I'm also mad. No, because they need to bring the show back.
Well, okay, no. Here's my question.
No,
about
don't do that to
Watchmen
me.
and this for a second season. So it was a continuation of an already existing work, which was an adaptation of the graphic novel. But if she has like the Dr. Manhattan powers, spoiler alert, sorry. If she ate
I'm
the egg,
Jay.
well, I'm sorry. There's also a huge dick in it. If she
Multiple.
ate the egg,
It was multiple.
then like she has the Dr. Manhattan powers. So they left it open ended. It was, I mean, if they surprise us by bringing it back, that's great. But it was a limited series too, so I'm okay with it being gone. It's
Shade.
I'm
perfect.
fine. I
Anyway,
think they
Regina's
wrapped it up,
skin,
but it was amazing.
Regina King's skin looks amazing. She's gorgeous
Oh,
and
glowing.
delicious.
Matteo, did you watch the Emmys?
Absolutely not.
I didn't
Yeah.
either.
Good for you.
Are you a TV watcher, like Emmy watcher in general?
No, I mean I watch
YouTube.
I don't know.
I was about to say
Yeah,
YouTube.
YouTube. I don't know. I watch the news. I watch like PBS NewsHour. I'm pretty boring. I mean, I'll watch the Oscars because usually it's just like a bunch of gays in a room screaming at a TV, which
Right,
is
right.
always good time.
That was Schitt's Creek winning though. Like if all
I
four
love
of the
because
wins.
now I have a soft spot because Catherine O'Hara. My favorite movie of all time is Waiting for Guffman.
Yeah.
And I think that is where Catherine O'Hara is the best. She should have won an Oscar for that movie. She is
Yes.
so funny in that movie. So I love just that whole Schitt's Creek and the Christopher Guest movies, Best in Show. I love that whole gang. Eugene Levy, they're so funny.
Yeah,
I
Dan
was-
Levy, 4 Emmys.
He's hot.
He is.
He
He's got
is.
good eyebrows.
He's
Guys,
got great eyebrows
okay.
and great hair.
Bo Banks, send the Flesh Jack. Dan Levy, send whatever you want.
Send-
To
yep.
Matteo. I think so. Schitt's Creek winning is the Television Academy doing a thing that they do a lot, which is great run. Here's your flowers. Now
That
that,
part.
it's
Right,
over, I think that Succession made a lot of sense. I think the fact that there isn't a dramedy category really kind of makes it kind of like the election. It's a binary where you go, oh, well, where's this fit? Because Insecure should have won something this
Oh
year
my
for some of the best
God.
writing and best storytelling they've done in their run.
Yes.
I think I was happy to see so many Black winners: Uzo, Yaya, Zendaya, Regina King. But this is like the record is like 7, and Black people have been on TV for a while, so it's fun, and we're making progress in areas, but. It's just and the fact that like Rue from Euphoria was another queer character. So Annalise Keating won that one. Viola Davis, her.
I know.
And Rue, who was a queer character with a trans love interest, which shout out to Hunter Schafer and the work
Love.
that she did in Euphoria. Shout out to-
Incredible actress.
Shout out to all
Truly.
the Euphoria kids. 'Cause
Stunning.
Y'all, Euphoria is a show that makes me go, don't y'all have homework? I mean, listen, I get it. Drug addiction is real.
You know, speaking of homework, did you see that because Zendaya's fans are so young on Twitter, like all the headlines were like huge upsets, and they didn't understand what upset meant. And so they're like, well, why are all these people mad that Zendaya won? And it's like, no, it was just
they
was
were like these
unexpected.
bitches.
It was
They were like these bitches gonna stay upset, and I was like, no. That's not. It's we didn't expect her to beat Jennifer Aniston because the morning show was also very good.
she was great in that show. That show really was her.
Y'all aren't stressed
story.
out by
Well,
Twitter, by the
Good
way.
is.
Oh, Matteo.
I liked her performance in that.
Matteo
Jennifer Aniston was good in
Yes.
it.
and Twitter.
Yeah, I can't believe people are still on Twitter. Like, you're not slightly stressed out by the insanity that's Twitter.
I
Oh
don't
no,
tweet at all.
I fully Miss
Jay's
Joseph
ass.
over here. Every 5 seconds, she's saying something like "kill all the people over 65." Like he just says the most
no, I
outlandish
said
shit.
we should drop some Los Angeles police officers from helicopters. That's one thing I said.
Subtlety.
But that's just like in theory, or figuratively.
I don't know how people go through and read Twitter right now. I can go on and tweet something dumb and go away, but I can't like look.
People
through
send
that.
me tweets, and that's how I stay abreast with the children. But
Yeah.
otherwise,
I also Instagram too. It's just like not a good
Also,
time to be on
Patrick,
social.
Some people like a little self-mutilation every now and then, and like to be like, I don't know, like abused and debased. So once again, we don't.
we already know your
on
your
this
kinks,
show.
darling.
My kink, my hair. You right. I need to put some shea moisture in it.
All right. Our second hot top. Over the weekend, we found out that beloved gay icon Catherine McPhee donated to the Republican Party multiple times. Twitter was having a field day. What do you think, Chester?
I just want to say first of all that Megan Hilty deserved better. Okay, we knew who the real Marilyn was the whole goddamn time.
Wait, is this the brunette from the show?
Yes, and she was on American Idol. Yes, Catherine
Oh.
McPhee. Yeah. Now, I don't even care about this. I'll be honest. Fuck this shit. Like, Catherine McPhee, girl, you had one chance to get back with the gays, and you blew it, Miss Thing. You out here Venmoing money. They have the receipts online. I had to Google this. She donated.
Wait. She left her Venmo receipts
I don't know if it's Venmo.
private.
I don't know if it's Venmo. No, it's not. It's not Venmo.
I was
it's
like, bitch,
can you
she's
imagine?
not a good hot.
It just says like MAGA 2020
I don't think
heart
politicians take Venmo.
It's just like a black
G
emoji
does.
and then like the stop sign.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
But she had it was like multiple receipts with her, name on there, and so people were like, "Let me find the gay boy that runs her Twitter and da da da." Honestly, it's like, but actually, most of the response was who. So I mean, girl, please do better. Like, I don't know what to say about this one. Just like, who gives a fuck?
I find that shocking because she was like, remember she had that tweet where she was like, voting matters, remember? And it was like her and the guy she lost to. So
yeah,
I don't,
Hunter. Oh shit, what was his name?
No, he was like annoying with the gray hair and like danced weird and come on stage.
He sounded like an F-150. He was that American. He had like a kind of gravelly voice. He sang everything that sounded like.
I just did a cruise, which I'll never do cruises again. But I did a cruise with Catherine McPhee and Lady Bunny, and I saw so Catherine was there and she was, singing "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" and saying how much she loves gays.
Yep.
So maybe she needs to come
loves
out
when they pay her. That's what
Who specifically was she donating to?
Let me find the tweets. I think it was like a jet. Well, actually, let me see.
Different
It was like a
congressional
candidates.
Just
It was
say,
a general Republican Party fund.
I'm not surprised though. Like, I'm really not.
She was
I'm
married.
not
She's married to
surprised
David Foster.
for the fact that a privileged white woman with money voted Republican to make sure she's going to keep that coin. I'm not surprised. Like, call it what it is. Like, oh, she's a gay icon. Oh, the gays. Girl, she won't think nothing
let's not
about
say
y'all.
things we can't
She
take
was
back.
thinking
I don't know if
about
she's a
her
gay
coins.
icon.
That's all it was.
Mateo's like, whoa, gay icon.
Yeah. We can't say she's a gay icon.
She was in 2 seasons of Smash. So
she was an acquaintance of the gays.
I clearly didn't know her name.
Yeah.
Beautiful voice, stunning voice, beautiful gowns.
Now let's also
lovely
not
gowns.
say things we can't take back. All right, let's just stop it here.
I think
She had a
fine.
voice.
She's just fine. Yeah.
I think there is a long history.
Wait, didn't
as
she have a song?
Monique said.
And my open toe shoes or something like that?
My open toe shoes.
Wait a
Are you
minute,
talking
is
about
this the
Vanessa
same-
Hudgens sneaker night?
No, she had in my open toes. I swear, Chester, look it up right now. She has a song called Open Toes. I swear that's her. If this is the same little chick from
Open Toes.
Smash, she has a song called Open Toes. I swear.
You are
Like
so
a-
right. She has.
like a
I've been
little
reading a
peekaboo?
girl's night out.
A little
She had
peekaboo pump.
It's a
jeans
music.
all black, hair slick back, baseball cap, still cute in my open toes. Bitch, what the fuck does that
And
mean?
my open toes.
Trash.
Dun, 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 dun.
Monique, you didn't
And
know
my
who this
open
was,
toe.
but you know her open toe
Look,
song.
I have very, very cultured white people, and they like her, okay? And so when I hang out with them, they play that kind of music, and I just sit
Black
around and-
culture, you mean aged and full of bacteria. I
No, they're like 30
dislike
plus.
I dislike this idea that we need to be surprised that some rich white people are exactly who they pretend to be. Like Monique kind of said it, like, I'm not gonna be surprised when like a wealthy white woman is a Republican. I'll be like, whenever I found out that like there were some like black higher up Republicans. Whenever Omarosa decided to work for Trump, I was like, what's going on? I was like, first of all, didn't you kill Michael Clark Duncan? But also, come on, girl, like, think about it. But when this kind of stuff happens, I'm just like, well, sorry.
The same
Like,
thing with Ellen. Like when she sat with George Bush, I was like, not surprised.
Did y'all see her apology?
apology.
Who?
I did see her apology.
Who?
My
Pathetic.
favorite part of the apology when she was like, and if you don't like it, you can kiss my ass. Because I was like, she didn't say it, but I was just like,
That was
like, I missed that
Tyra.
part.
that was
Yeah,
you
okay.
can kiss my fat ass.
Tyra
She
Banks.
said, I'm a good actress, but I'm not that good. Like, baby girl.
Also,
I
she
feel
just
like we
blamed
have to.
her
Here's my
EP.
thing. I think it's very easy to jump on people and just hate them, and also like we have to remember she was right in some sense that she is a complex person. I'm not saying what Ellen did was right, but I am saying she was the first gay person I saw on TV. She took a huge bullet for all of us. She came back. She made it possible that I can go on stage, say I'm gay. She really went to bat when a lot of people told her not to. She got death threats. She was told by every single person that you'll never work again, and she didn't work again. So I'm not surprised that when someone comes back and they make it, that they're not a nice, sweet flower. I'm sure they're a raging bitch because they were treated like shit in the 1980s when it was male-dominated and you're a closeted lesbian and treated like complete shit when you told people who you were. So yes, Ellen probably had a toxic work environment. I think it's bad. I hope she gets better for it. But it is not in my position to spit on what she did for me because it's just, she truly was a trailblazer. So I feel like we have to be very careful in how we talk about Ellen. We can't just be like, she's evil, I hate her, boo. It's like, no, people are complex. They have a history. People aren't always going to do the right thing, but that doesn't mean that they're a horrible person. So I actually defend Ellen in the sense that, hey, let's give her a second chance. Let's see if she can make up for it. She apologized. We have to stop being so cancel culture because we become the poison.
For sure. I mean, there's no sense in canceling people in the sense of cancel culture. There is consequences for treating your staff horribly. And that's good that they're working on that. And people who go through hell like Ellen did should know better. So I do hope it's a thing where a woman who has been beat down by the public before for just being herself understands that she's morphed into something, or the culture at her show is morphed into something that 15 years ago she would be really decidedly against.
Right.
So hopefully it's a wake-up call to her so that she can continue.
I think it is. I mean, I
think so too.
You know what? At this point, she came out, she apologized in the most Ellen-like way, and they made a bunch of firings, and she said they're going to make a better effort. So let's all take a pause. If a couple months from now we're still hearing the same bullshit, then it's like, okay, then you're just a bitch to be a bitch. But if she's coming out and saying, I'm sorry and this and that, I'm just going to give her I'm going to do something very radical and just give her the benefit of the doubt.
Don't you
You're
do
not
it.
allowed.
How could you?
First of all, this country
you know what it is?
not built on
I
forgiveness.
think right now everything is so horrible. I'm just so exhausted for hating everyone for everything.
Truly.
Like, it's too much energy for me to put into to correct everyone, to hate everyone, to judge everyone, to correct. It's so, like, I barely can get out of bed. Like, I can barely make my bed in the morning without feeling like the world's going to collapse around me. So I'm not going to spend my day getting angry about, one, a work environment I don't work in, two, someone I don't even know. So whoop-de-doo, she's not nice and she's bad to her employees. Okay, I hope she gets better. You know how many other bosses are bad to their employees and I don't know them? And also, it's like, this is what we're going to worry about? We're going to worry about Ellen being a bad boss? Like... I think it's also, the world's collapsing around us, and we're mad that Ellen.
I've got the bandwidth for it.
It's a very daytime problem, though. As a teenager who wants to have unlimited whey protein and get $10,000 because I'm queer and I also play sports, I want to go on Ellen.
What? Who is this person?
I want to go on Ellen and see for myself. So we're going to do a deep cover thing. We're going to come up with a fake backstory where I'm just working at Target and someone calls me the N word or the pink F word. And I'm going to go on Ellen and then we're going to be like, haha, gotcha. Turns out I was here to check and see if you're nice to people.
I just also
I
want to
want
say,
to DJ for the show and really find some things out.
Girl, what you gonna DJ some more Italian damn music from the farmers market?
Kylie Minogue.
Patrick, do you like Italian music? I'm confused.
They're so annoying.
He likes Italian men.
Mm-hmm.
No, okay. We had a guest on who asked me out on a date. And they
not just any guest, not just don't undersell this. He was a very, very fine, beautiful, attractive chef from Netflix's Say I Do.
What's his name?
Gabriele Bertaccini.
Oh, Gabriele Bertaccini.
Yes.
I know Gabriele. I'm friends with him.
Oh,
well,
yes, very
solid
sweet.
How
family.
good
Then,
of
isn't it?
friends, because he's Italian, so.
Are you guys Inuit brothers?
Y'all
now?
look kind of related. You know that's the thing.
Italian. Well, I'm also part Mexican, but I've known him for almost 10 years now.
He was great. He was so
How
fun
was the
on the
eggplant
show.
parmesan?
He was so-
Era molto buono.
Oh, deep throat just
okay.
said, okay.
Speaking of European men, Drag Race Holland. Drag Race Holland premiered over the weekend. I enjoyed it. Monique, what did you think of Rue's Dutch Girls?
I didn't watch it.
Okay, well, let me give a review.
Oh my God.
I went to go
Chester,
hang out with
what
the
did
man.
you think of it? I'm going to get a translator. I have one friend that is from Das Netherlands. So we're going to put on some wooden shoes. I'm going to dress up as Zwarte Piet. And we're going to... No, you guys don't. That's a blackface character that's very popular in Holland.
Glad I didn't know that one.
Think of it?
I love the foreign drag races because they're not so stifled and like clearly like overproduced. This past season of Drag Race America was uninteresting to me for the most part because all the girls are very aware they're on Drag Race. They're like, oh girl, that's the tea, sis.
Yeah.
Like always looking at the whatever. And like Drag Race Canada, fucking unhinged, lighting horrible, judges out of control. Drag Race
Lighting
Holland,
was, I do agree the lighting was rough. I don't understand why
It was
like,
season 1 lighting.
but
why?
you never a drag queen. The lighting should never be above, sweetie. It needs to be directly in front.
Right.
You see that? That's where the illusion
Well, it
is.
was directly in front for the judges, but then when
That
it came,
Brooklyn looked
Okay.
pussy, bitch. She
Brooklyn,
looked
first season-
biological.
First
She
season
was
of
lit by,
every
like,
international
heaven.
drag race. The boom operator is like, what? Oh, okay, I'm just.
My
Drag Race
thing with
Holland
Drag
also?
Race Holland is for me, it's like, I know people are saying they're sick of Drag Race. To me, it's like the only thing keeping my serotonin up. So I need the weekly installment of these girls serving
can't-
face, giving life. It honestly, like, it's one thing I have to look forward to.
You cannot be sick of Drag Race, and here's how I know. The NFL comes on every Sunday, even though it could definitely kill people and has given people CTE. All this has done is given some people eating disorders. You cannot get upset that VH1 and Rue and World of Wonder want to continue to
and-
make money.
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, the conversation is always like, we're burnt out of Drag Race, or at least that's in some pop
That's what
culture.
you're
circles.
right.
basic
You're right.
For
lines
me,
say.
it's like literally like a fort lifting me up right now. Like, I need those Dutch queens. Like, give me that. I don't know what they're saying. I don't know what's going on, but I like what I see.
Y'all
I have to
subtitles
watch
don't
it.
work.
I saw Canada's Drag Race. I like UK's Drag Race a lot.
You
I
can
love
amazing.
UK.
It's
Who's your
amazing.
UK girl? We joked
You-
that it was like the Vivian's Drag Race UK.
I mean, Davina, I had such a soft spot for her. I mean, I just love a red wig and a silver dress. I don't think. I mean, I just so there was something about that. I even thought season 12 was good. I think that season 12 had a lot of just from the beginning and throughout the show. Also, they completely edited out entire storylines because they decided to get rid of Sherry.
Right.
So there's
That's
just so
talent.
many people that got thrown under the bus. What?
One best editing. They got that Emmy for
They
best
won Best
editing.
Editing.
That
Yeah,
is
Well, I'm
money
sure they did
well
because they just
spent.
edited in storylines that didn't even exist.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I feel like there was a lot of drama happening with Britta, and I'm sure the reality was that it was there was an entire human being just cut out of the show because they were afraid of getting canceled. So now they put too much pressure on all the other people, and they're trying to wrap storylines that maybe don't make sense because you're missing a person that went all the way.
Yeah.
So, you know, I felt like they just didn't have like the same chance that the other seasons had because like they were half edited out.
Right.
I'm
Totally.
with Matteo. I understand Chester's complaint in a very Gigi way, but I do not have the same
You try to Gigi's my
concern.
friend. I rebuked out of the name of the Holy Ghost.
I really liked the fact that this was a season that like had something kind of crazy and interesting happen twice. Like before it started, they're like, "Oh, have you heard of this new play Bulk?" And everyone's like, "No." And then afterwards, they were like, "By the way, you're gonna be doing this in your couch." And Jada was like, "Oh, I'm about to kill it in front of my love seat. Do you understand? My boo's about to see me win in Milwaukee." So I thought because of COVID, it's one of the more interesting like arcs for people. And like you got to see Gigi destroy, you got to see Jada like be stunning. I still
Jada
like
was so beautiful.
dream about the bubble outfit. The bubble outfit, the bubble, you know this the challenge I'm talking about with the balls.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Let's also not
Such-
forget how good All Stars was, by the way.
Yes.
I think
Right,
All
okay.
Stars, above anything, is a great reminder that when these queens come back, a lot of them don't give a shit about social media. I mean, they just go in on day one, and it's kind of refreshing. They're like, oh yeah, I survived whatever my season was, and I didn't die from social media, and so let's have a good time.
Amazing.
And our queen rightfully won, Miss Shea Coulee.
Yes,
thank God.
she surely did.
But
My
can we
gosh.
please give an
Shea.
honorable mention to how amazing Jujubee's Snatch
Queen,
game was? It's
queen.
probably one of the best Snatch games of
Lovely.
all time.
Oh yeah, so
Amazing.
good.
It'll live forever whenever people set the thermostat to 74. So, I mean, it's kind
I've
of
also
sad.
never seen Rue laugh that hard in the history of Drag Race.
That
I've
is true.
never
Full on
seen.
wheezing.
He could not breathe. Which, a sensible 74 degrees. I mean, he was like, "Ah!" Like he was screaming.
And for you understand how good your Eartha Kitt has to be for black people to let a non-black person do a good Eartha Kitt.
And
versus
didn't
be like,
say
that's a-
nothing, girl.
that's a-
They didn't say nothing.
we were like, that's a good Eartha Kitt. I mean, Jujubee fried chicken. Come on, you know what?
Girl,
That's
The
a good
funniest
Eartha
thing that
Kitt.
Jujubee did that entire time was she was like, this is my game plan. No matter what the question is, I will answer as literal as possible. So when they were like, if you were a frog and I was Prince Charming, you know, what would you say? Ribbit. Ribbit.
You get to
I'm a
roll those
frog.
R's.
This is so
Smart.
good. It's
Genius.
so smart.
And
Genius.
Shay's writing as Flavor Flav was very good. To
I
I
premise
mean, Shay
all this.
was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Also, she's just a boss because she came out with the beer before the show even aired. So
Ooh,
Hello.
it's very
Okay.
delicious.
Okay.
The
So-
Goose Island Shea Ale.
Yeah.
Yes.
I never got to try that. I really wanted to. I love Goose Island. I used to
Market
live in
days.
Chicago
We'll all
too.
go next year
Ah,
to Chicago.
Market
Market
days.
days.
I'm
me and
from
my
born and
girls.
raised in Chicago.
Oh,
and I
right.
remember going to market days. We would sneak in. We were like 19, sneak in, and then like see they have all the food on the street. It's a weird mix of like
That's what you call the
fried
boys?
foods and drugs and naked men. I mean, it's like,
Fried food
none
and
of it-
G.
Yeah, it is. Some they have fried G
Chicago?
actually.
Chicago.
You can't get that everywhere.
Chicago is one of the places where when you become like gay aware, you go, wait a second, is how many gay people in Chicago? The minute you like kind of turn your locator on, because in your head you just go, oh, like, okay, California has 2 spots, then New York, and if not, then I'll just be a theater teacher in my hometown. But the minute you go to Chicago, you're like, it's like all these different types of
Well, because
gays?
Chicago's taking in essentially, you know, gays, we sort of, there's an exodus, right, from our hometowns. And so it's just the Midwest. So it's taking everyone from Wisconsin to Minnesota to Indiana to wherever. And they all just go to Chicago because that's like, you know,
The closest.
yeah, it's the closest.
Okay, time for GRINDR Hotline. Our listeners have left us questions about sex and dating over voicemail. We're going to play the voicemail live and offer our best advice. If you have a sex or dating question, our number is 424-235-4430. Leave us a voicemail or an email at rearviewpod@gmail.com. Let's do it.
Hey y'all, calling from Texas, hence y'all. Anyhow, I need some suggestions and some help in general. I feel like for the majority of my 20s, I've had the misfortune of really falling for straight guys back to back to back. Not that there's been a lack of gay men that are interested or that I am interested in, but I just cannot stop just falling for straight guys, and it's getting to the point where it's just not funny anymore. And I just don't know if it's because growing up in South America, I just got so used to straight men being assholes and pieces of shit. So it's just like the fact that a straight person is being so kind and nice to me is just already, you know, a great thing. And so I don't know how, if anyone has dealt with this before. I've even come close to telling a few of them. I actually did tell one of them when I got drunk because I had a thing for him and he was really nice, but he didn't really go for it and that broke my heart. So I don't know, any suggestions or shared experiences on falling for straight men and things to do to kind of try to break that habit would be appreciated. Love the podcast. Take care.
Aw.
He was fabulous.
Great question from Texas.
I will say, as someone who I think I've talked about on the podcast before, like in my initial relationships as an adult were with straight men, one of whom was actually my high school bully. It is the thing that I have found to remedy it is looking and loving yourself. Because when you kind of truly approach things of like, well, I love myself first, for me at least, you stop falling for those people which are like the personification of all the things that have hurt you and that you already know going into it is a destructive situation for yourself. So as I've gotten older and focused on like, okay, what are the parts of me that I like about myself? How do I truly learn to undo the self-deprecation, the self-worth issues? And then I find myself not being attracted to those people because I'm not so attracted to the allure of being straight and being accepted in that sort of sense, I guess. And also, when you get hurt enough times, bitch, you stop like if you get trapped in the mousetrap enough times, you stop reaching for the cheese, bitch. So that's what I would say to you. Very, very sweet, by the way. You sound so nice and kind.
Yeah, culturally, you kind of talked about how, like, as a person of color or an immigrant, you discussed how you don't understand sometimes the difference between friendly intimacy and interaction versus a romantic entanglement. I think you need to state your queerness first and foremost with these people and with your interactions with people and lean heavy on it. I hate to say you have to break up with these people in like a friendship sense because you deserve friends, but you need to change like your lens. Like when a straight guy's hanging out with you, and maybe this is too bold, but you need to talk about dick, talk about ass, talk about Liza, talk about Babs, talk about Adina. Like get gay in front of them.
Or you can just say I'm gay. So
No.
You don't
We
have to
live
be
in TV.
like
Show, don't tell. You need to get gay. Don't just say it. Do gay stuff. Sit on the gear shaft in the car if you got it.
my!
But just, I'm kidding. That's a video I've seen. You, Texas.
That third click, girl, stop it.
yeah.
Texas. What is this, a stick? So Texas, I think that you want intimacy and you can have that in a romantic partner. You want someone that's kind. Maybe you do want a bit more machismo. Maybe you want someone with rough hands and like a dirty collar, but those gay men exist. Some of them are in Chicago, but and I know they exist in Texas. Just like shoot your shot for gay men, because when it comes to love, queer men are going to be able to reciprocate those feelings and probably even articulate them more.
Just in theory, I think.
Yeah, they're ongoing studies. We don't know how fucked up they are.
Actually, it's all seriousness. I think just you need to go find some gay friends. I think you need to get a crew of gay people or queer people and start to sort of figure out what it is you want out of your queerness and in life through your friends, rather than attaching yourself to. Not that you can't be friends with straight people. Obviously, we all are, but
I don't recommend
it.
They're good, clean people. They try really hard. It's not our fault they ruin the country.
I think that a lot of gay men go through this process, so you're certainly not alone. I think coming out and being gay and being young, a lot of us are attracted to straight guys. There's something about it that we are trying to heal a part of ourselves. And also, you know, we are bred to dislike gay people. We live in you know, a homophobic society. So sometimes we're still homophobic even when we're out and gay, and we have to lessen that constantly. And getting, like Matteo said, gay friends and being more invested in gay culture is going to help you to learn to find gay men just as attractive as straight men. And then you'll realize even more so, because I'm telling you, as someone who's dabbled in straight guys, it is not a road that is leading anywhere. Sex with gay men is better. It's emotionally more fulfilling. Yeah.
Wait, I missed it. Please say it again.
I said that goes for straight women as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I think too. Also, by the way, when we say like go find your queerness, I think a lot of times people run to clubs or run to drinking, run to things that are like easy to socialize with. But there's also like find a queer book club, or if you're a nerd, go find other nerd gays who play video games.
Gaming.
Fortnite with Bob the Drag Queen.
Play Fortnite with Bob the Drag Queen.
Yes.
You're invited.
You are invited.
And we want you to know that gay men can be just as aloof and kind of emotionally unavailable as straight men.
Yes, I have all of their numbers.
Matteo will help you out if you need to ease into the process.
Yeah. It's just men in general. Society has evolved past the need for men, I feel, so.
Truly. Monique, you got a word or two for the Texas girl?
No, girl, she received a good one. Just make sure, you know, you listen, apply what you heard.
That part.
That part.
Okay, let's do the queer legacy question real quick before we have to let Matteo go.
And finally, our queer legacy question. These are questions that every group of queer people have fought over the years. What is the greatest Oscar speech? Who is the best Spice Girl? What is the proper way to douche? We're going to battle it out amongst ourselves, and then we want to hear from you. Add us at GRINDR and use the hashtag queerlegacy and give us your answer, and we're going to read them at the top of the show next week. Are you hoes ready? Our queer legacy question is, what is the biggest dating profile turnoff?
Oh.
I have a list
It
written
depends
out.
on the app.
Okay, for Grindr specifically.
Okay, Grindr specific. Biggest turnoff. I don't actually like just I know this sounds like cliche, but I don't like the just immediate dick pic. And I don't like the demanding gaze. Where
Reply
are
now.
you? What are you know, this and that, like, show me this, show me that. It's like, what? Who are you? Like, it's
I don't
just
love
so
gear.
Assault.
Yeah, I just think, just say hi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? And go from there.
One thing that really annoys me is when they're like negative on their profile.
Yes.
Like, I don't like
all the things
send
you're
a
not
face
into.
I'm not into that. It's like, why is it necessary to talk about what you dislike like first thing before you even talk to someone? It's very bizarre to me. It's just like is a turn off. I don't like negativity before we've even like shared whole pics.
Oh, speaking of pictures, this is like a baseline, but like up-to-date pictures, actual pictures, a head, a face. Come on, y'all.
I like when pictures are like 1 pixel,
Yeah,
and then
like-
they're mad at you. They're like,
If you
you know what I mean? They're
I
like,
sent
show
you
me
a
your
picture.
Right. They're like, I sent you a picture. I'm like, I think this is Pac-Man. I have no idea what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, if you took your picture on your Motorola Razr, like the original, the 06 joint, like update it. Come on,
Or your
bro. If
LG
it's-
chocolate.
Yeah, if it's, shout out Christina Aguilera. If you like are scared to take pictures, if the pictures aren't recent, this is like no judgment, but you've had 8 months to
Right,
find a
to figure it
mirror
out.
inside your house. Come on.
Get in
8
front of
months,
the
you
window,
have
find the
8
lighting.
minutes to find a mirror in your house and take a picture.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just-
There's
it's
no reason if you have an app on your phone, you should have a decent camera on your phone. Like you just do. So, like use it and take a nice picture.
Especially if you're a congressman.
I hate when their profile photo is real, but then they send a photo and it's pixelated. I go, I'm getting catfished, okay? Like, you look at the thigh and it looks like everything else might be cute, but like they may have like blew up a cropped photo, so then it looks a little suspicious.
Is everyone catfishing, by the way, on Grindr? It feels like 90% of the people I'm talking to are just catfishing.
They're Russian bots.
This is
for
what
sure.
I think happens. I think a lot of hoes save other people's photos since it's like the hoard to collect photos and they just resend them.
Yeah.
Yeah, who are these photo
Working smart,
savers?
not hard.
My friend Philip Henry says, you ain't in the yearbook committee. Stop saving these people's photos, y'all.
You ain't in
Although-
the yearbook committee.
That's shout out to Philip Henry. But like,
Do you know that Grindr
stop-
has that new
ask-
app where you can like send it like a Snapchat where it's like only 10 seconds
Expired
and
photo,
Yes,
yeah.
girl,
Yeah.
that's lovely.
I'm now starting to get like this isn't you, prove it's you. Like I'll be like, hi, how are you? I know this isn't you. You have to send me a picture of you holding up 3 fingers and a voice memo telling me that you're like, what are all these demands? Like what? I can't also want to get dick? Like what is this?
I love when they
Also,
try to
just like
video phone
don't
you.
talk to me if you want all
part.
these things. Like leave me be then.
When they
Right.
try to
Like,
video
all right.
chat and just wait a minute, bitch. I just said hi. That's a whole lot.
And also, who is ready to video chat at any given notice?
No.
Like,
I
Okay,
know.
schedule an appointment, sir.
That's a
Please.
generational thing. Did you guys know that? So millennials are the last generation to be like, if you're gonna FaceTime me, let me know. I'll get ready. Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they're like, blah, blah, blah. They love FaceTiming.
Because they don't have
like,
crow's
in
feet
public,
yet, bitch.
Yeah.
in the mall.
Exactly.
I gotta
You're
have
right.
my light is to be on, bitch.
I like to
Okay.
FaceTime like this and just hold you here.
We
but
lit the black
see the
candle.
saying.
I know how old you
I
are.
literally hire St. Peter to light me. I mean, it is whatever Mariah
For just
Carey's
a
doing, I
FaceTime.
hire the same crew. Oh, for FaceTime, for anything,
Mariah
for
Carey.
myself. Even
You're
if I'm
on the
not on
chaise
camera.
lounge.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mateo, what's the side we're not allowed to film you on?
It's the left side. I prefer the right side.
Mateo, we are gonna let you go because I know you have an appointment. But
Yes.
it's
Some
been such a
pasta.
pleasure. What a thrill to have you on.
Yes,
I
thanks
hope
so much
you-
for having me
I
on,
hope you'll
y'all.
join
This was
us
a lot
again.
of fun.
So
Yeah.
fun.
Listen to Inside the Closet, y'all.
Listen to Inside the
Yes.
Closet, and
Play
follow
Fortnite.
Matteo on Instagram. He's not tweeting a lot right now, but he'll get
I don't
back
tweet
to
at all. I
it.
deleted Twitter, but
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
good
well,
for you.
follow
I
him
think
on
I'm gonna do it this
Instagram.
week.
yeah, it feels great.
Well, I'll tweet enough for both of y'all. to
Okay.
just
You just see Matteo.
Jay
laying
is
at a
currently
fancy-
taking over tweeting for the rest of the review cast. Okay, bye, Matteo.
Bye,
Bye,
Mateo.
y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
This has been so much fun, but it's time to go now. Thanks for tuning in to The Rear View. Remember to subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Or you can watch the show on YouTube. Do us a favor, America. Leave us a nice review for all the work we do. Bye, y'all.
Forever Dog.
The Rear View has been a joint production between Forever Dog and GRINDR, hosted by Patrick Rogers, Monique Hart, Chester Lockhart, and me, Jay Jurden, and special guest Matteo Lane. Music by Gabe Lopez, engineered and edited by Will Pitts, executive produced by Joe Cilio, Anna Rubanova, Patrick Rogers, Evan Starrett, Brett Boehm, and Alex Ramsey.